Controversy, scandal, mayhem. We have a very interesting story. You have a young female boxer who has been hailed or dubbed as the female Canelo, who her and her team are planning on making their professional debut in Mexico. And now that's been met with resistance based on the age of the fighter. So in this video, I'm going to break down what's going on. Now, hello to everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to talk about something that came across the desk, which was interesting. Make sure you follow me at Boxingego so you don't miss a thing in world boxing news. Help the page get to 75,000. I have a controversial development regarding this particular fight. And there's a 12-year-old girl from Mexico named Romina Castan, La Bambita, right? That's the nickname, who is set to make her professional debut in boxing this weekend. That's right, 12 years old. And let's break down what's going on. What's causing this debate is the age of Castan. Young boxing prodigy from Veracruz. They're trying to do this fight, and this fight will have the young fighter as the very first and the youngest to make a debut. But with that comes a lot of drama. Big drama show, right? As Golovkin would say. And there's people who are trying to jump in the way, like the WBC. They don't want this fight to happen. They're actively trying to prevent it. According to all the latest reports, she's been training since a very young age, and she's built up some kind of local following through her performances and social media. Again, this new generation has social media on their side where you can develop kind of a cult-like following pretty easily. You know, people see the speed, the footwork, the discipline, and the dedication. Now, Romina is scheduled to make her professional debut, as I mentioned, Saturday, July 26th, in the Benito Juarez Auditorium in Veracruz. But now, like I said, the WBC is trying to get in the way, and others who they don't want this fight to happen at all costs, right? So now we're wondering if the bout is going to go forward. Again, it's supposed to happen this weekend, and there's flyers. This is the actual flyer from the event. Pro debut, July 26th. The participant, being she is so young and 12 years old, her debut is not being celebrated by everyone. WBC, one of the largest boxing branches, the Green Belt, which is actually based in Mexico as well, they have moved to block the fight, stating that it's against pretty much their regulations and any type of integrity. And this is from the president, Mexcio. The WBC is absolutely against a proposed fight in which a 12-year-old girl is to make her pro debut in Veracruz, Mexico. I personally called the promoter. So Suleiman is going above and beyond to get this canceled. He said, cancel that. I'll buy another one, right? He said, I personally called the promoter, that he is dealing with the fighters, the father who is making all kinds of threats. So the father is mad. He's trying to keep this going. And then you got people like the Green Belt, the WBC. They're like, nah, I will do this is the WBC president now. I will do everything possible to stop this from happening. Romina Bambita Castan. And he put it in Spanish, right? So again, you got the WBC who's actively trying to get this like removed. VADA also chimed in on their blue check page. It says, an individual's brain is not fully developed by the age of 12. Dr. Bob Cantu, a member of VADA's board, renowned neurosurgeon, has even written that it is potentially harmful for children to engage in combat sports earlier than age 14. So they're bringing in the medical science and experts saying that not only should this not happen, and they cannot support the fight or recognize this fight as a true competition, they're saying it's potentially very dangerous for the combatant. So I don't know. We'll see what actually transpires and happens here. This is Romina, and things. My thoughts are different. I mean, my thoughts are things are different in Mexico. You know, you have a Canelo Alvarez. He's able to turn pro at 14, 15 years old. It's just different. In Mexico, you're able to drink alcohol at a very young age, and the rules are completely different. But the situation is definitely raising broader questions. At what point do you take a talented fighter and have to kind of wait before you cross this line where it's kind of potentially dangerous territory? How is boxing going to respond? You know, what regulations do you have in other places, in other countries? I get that they're trying to promote and they believe they have a talent here. So I don't know. I remember Devin Haney in America. He was 17 years old and he couldn't really get licensed because of his age in America. So he had to, or chose to, go fight in Mexico. And that's where he kind of padded his record, fighting in Mexico to build up until he was of age or close enough to the 18 mark to turn pro in America. So that is the latest. The WBC is they're actively trying to block it. They do not like this at all. I want to know from you guys, what do you think? Should 12-year-old Romina be allowed to debut professionally? Is it a dangerous precedent? I understand you're trying to history make and set records or whatnot. So drop your thoughts below. It is definitely a complex situation, I want to say. If you found my video in any way informative, valuable, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss a thing. As far as will the fight go on, again, I don't know that. All I know is what's going on right now as of me recording this video. And it's just that you have people trying to block the fight. WBC is going above and beyond to try to get it canceled. And then it sounds like the father is mad. So he's like, nah, this gonna rock. This is already in stone. I don't know what the kind of pay is for minors. And you know what I mean? I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. Definitely follow me on Instagram for more. Somebody said it's kind of the ABC's fault for giving that 17-year-old an interim. Well, it's super common in countries like Mexico, Philippines, Thailand. Youngsters turn pro to support their families. If WBC is trying to block it, they just hating. So, yeah, there's mixed opinions on this. Let me know what yours is. And for more boxing, subscribe.